So this is Cody Golden Elk, and today is October 10th, 2015. My birthday today. But this morning, it is about 3:47 a.m. And the Elohim have wished to channel here and give us messages from the higher dimensions. And so we will begin. We've set our space, and we are the Elohim, and we have come partly from our own side, and also partly that you have asked. For the one that you are is also part of us. And we are a six-dimensional group of entities, souls that have long since passed the need for physical bodies and have had multiple incarnations on multiple worlds, such as yours, and evolved upwards into the spiritual hierarchies of light. We are a six-dimensional soul group. Although there are those of us who also fringe into the vibratory frequencies of the seventh dimensions. For our soul group is not entirely of all the same vibration. But just like it is upon the earth, there are many different souls of many different levels, each coming to that particular third-dimensional classroom, each to learn their lessons in the school of life, in the reincarnational veils which shroud the planet Earth that you reside on today. We, the Elohim, may move freely in space and time, unrestricted by physical form, able to move into and through the dimensions and the portals and the gateways, the gateway to intelligent infinity, as you call it. We may take up physical forms and move into them if we decide. However, this practice has long since been mostly abandoned by us. Instead, we seek to help those such as yourselves upon the earth in your struggles. For there are a few, and the number is growing, of very high-minded individuals with a high soul frequency who are seeking higher knowledge. And they are dissatisfied with all of the dogmatic religions or other spiritual teachings, so often tied to that of the money, as you call it, this physical addiction that you have in the third dimension. And so we come to those selected few through channels such as this, so that we may assist in the light, so that we may provide some answers from the higher dimensional aspects of space-time. For in truth, your spirits are multidimensional aspects of space-time. Your spiritual forms that are currently incarnate in each of your flesh and blood physical bodies do move through the same dimensional portals and gateways that we Elohim do. For in the end we are all energy forms, and regardless of what dimensions in space-time, and regardless of what frequency our souls are, we are all part of the great light of creation, as the Pleiadian star sister has channeled to you and called it the great liquid light, as the Pleiadians do. We simply call it the light. It is the mind and consciousness of what you call God or the Creator. For in the end, all is thought, and thought is energy. And energy manifests itself in various frequencies, which forms various dimensions. And at the barrier of each dimension, there are portals and gateways and doorways that selected frequencies can filter up or down. And then in the lower dimensions, these frequencies may manifest as material form, as what you call matter, atoms, stars, molecules, molecular groups, organic compounds, inorganic compounds, stars, black holes, galaxies. All manner of form is merely solidified energy. It is merely the solidified energy of the Creator. It is the mind, it is the consciousness, it is the energy of creation. Therefore, in many of your old earth traditions, the shamans, the Indians, various Vedic texts refer to this oneness, this what you call oneness, that all is one, that the Great Spirit, as the Indians call it, North American Indians, the Great Spirit is in everything. It's in the trees, the rocks, the bushes, the fish, the two-leggeds, the four-leggeds, all creatures. These are merely densified, solidified forms of the frozen energy, we call it, the slowed down energy of creation. In truth, all is this energy, but it masks itself in the illusion of form that you see upon the earth plane. And you see black people and white people and red people and yellow people, and you see whales, and you see dolphins, and you see perch, and you see various forms of fish, various monkeys, various plant life. All of this, while it appears in your 3D earth eyes to be separate and to be different things, underneath all of it, it is merely energy. Energy that has descended down into form. Energy that has slowed down its vibrations to become matter. And this was a great breakthrough of the one that you call Albert Einstein on your earth, the great scientific mind, who deduced the equation E equals mc squared. And this was a simplified version in your third and fourth dimensional space-time manifolds of this principle, that energy and mass are equal. They are the same thing. They are just, energy is a higher vibrational form and mass is a lower vibrational form. Your earth scientists will soon be discovering many things about the multidimensional physics, and many of their theories that they cannot explain now will be tied together and unified in what your scientist Albert Einstein did call the unified field theory, the one he was struggling with before he left the earth plane. And so much of this is illusions of form and separation. And so when you kill one of the animal brothers, you're actually killing yourself. But as bipedal, two-legged humanoid structures, the earthlings must eat. And so this is why the Native American groups, even though many of them didn't know it, this is why they prayed to the animal brothers and sisters, to their spirits, when they took their lives. And they asked them before, may I take your life so that the people may live, the people may feed upon you and survive. And so this is the great mix of energy that occurs in the lower dimensions, all manifested into the slower, denser vibrations of form. And so we, Elohim, ask those of you upon the earth incarnate into physical bodies. We ask that you look at things through this lens from a higher dimensional perspective. And from this perspective, you will begin to see that all is one. And the ego that comes up in your own consciousness, in your own minds, this ego is an illusion of separation. It is a creation inside the mental structure of your brain with your reptilian brainstem and the medulla oblongata and the various parts of your rather primitive two-legged bipedal brain structures, that this ego, this is the thing where greed and anger and all these things come from. Lust, desire. But it's all based on separation. The illusion of separation. From your perspective, it would be like the thought, I have my car. I have my house. And in truth, all of it is just energy. There is no I. There is no separation. All is oneness. All is light. And darkness, while it appears to be separated from the illusions of your ego mind, darkness is merely the absence of light. Darkness and light are the same. Darkness is just less of the light energy. So from this viewpoint of all is oneness, consciousness in the earth human can be raised to a higher level where the ego no longer takes precedent and takes control. My religion is better than your religion. My country is better than your country, and so forth. And by expressing this truth of higher consciousness, we Elohim hope that many will listen upon the earth and grasp this fundamental principle. It is the principle of all the sages and enlightened ones who have spoken, the masters, upon your world in so many centuries, in so many places, in so many languages. These simple underlying truths about consciousness and energy, if grasped, can lead each person to enlightenment. And once enlightenment is obtained, there is only love. There is only truth. And there is only light. For light is the energy of the creation and the Creator. Light is truth. Truth is perfection. And perfection is God, or the Creator. We Elohim see that you have many earth names for God or the Creator. And this is fine from your limited 3D consciousness. But we are asking you now to look at these higher metaphysical truths, as you call them, to see through the lens of the Creator, through the lens of oneness, not separation generated by the ego. If this shift in consciousness can occur on a mass scale upon your world, the need for wars and money and greed and all of these negative things can be overcome. But as long as the mass of humanity continue to choose to stay in their ego minds and the lower worlds of separation, the illusions of separation, then your world will continue on its path. And hence many of the souls that have come there through the third dimensional classroom of the earth have come there to learn these lessons. Those of you who are old souls who are about to graduate and they are ready to leave and go to other realms of higher development, or go to those realms and then choose to return into an earth body like your Master Jesus Christ did, or Muhammad. These spiritual beings chose to come back once they learned many of the lessons on the earth and to help the others, to help lift them up. And the earthlings in their separate lower ego consciousness chose to destroy them and hurt them. And from an emotional standpoint, this is a sad thing. But it's also a necessary thing, so that those of the lower consciousness realms may learn their lessons. If they don't, the karmic laws of reincarnation push them gently to reincarnate to learn them again. So we, Elohim, have come here now for this message. This message is that unity consciousness, to be one with the Creator, to be one with the great liquid light of creation, can occur. The first step, dear ones, is to step up over your own ego, to watch its games and its separation and its awful fight for control. And so as you become better and better and more adept at stepping up over this ego and stepping up into the higher consciousness worlds of energy, then oneness and light can be with you, and you will be called a sage or an enlightened one, an enlightened being. And we now see that the channel is becoming very tired, as it is difficult for him to hold his mind in a space where these higher level vibrations may pass through him into his mind and then down into the vocal cords and speaking into this recording machine. So we are the Elohim, and we love each of the creatures and the spirits that are incarnate in them upon your small world, your dimly lit world, one of many scattered through the infinitudes of space. We have come to assist in raising the consciousness, in giving hope and light and truth to those who seek a higher realm, away from the ugliness and the petty wars and violence and so forth upon your common world. Know that all that is there so that people may learn these lessons. We are the Elohim. We are everywhere around you now. Many of you can talk to us if you would but clear your mind and listen to our fine vibrations and higher sensibility slowly filtering in through your pineal glands, the gateway to intelligent infinity. So the channel tires now, and we will, if called upon, come forth to bring more truth and more light into your troubled world. We are the Elohim. We are the energy of the creation, only separated in the higher dimensions from you by a thin, thin veil.